play here, 3rd and 15. The Eagles need a big chunk of yardage to keep this drive alive.
It's aggressive.
Burbage went in motion. They had 3 guys to the left. And now it's Penix taking off up the middle, and he has a lot of room to roam. Carter Penix in for the touchdown from 28 yards
It's
out.
time for the LCA Football Coach Oakley Watkins Show. Live from the home of the Eagles in Lexington, Kentucky on the OrthoLinks Sports Network. The Coach Oakley Watkins Show is presented by Justice Broadcast Network and the Kentucky Bluebird Grill and Pub. Now here's the host of the Coach Oakley Watkins Show, Jason Hunt.
We are back here live, finally again, for the Coach Oakley Watkins Show. So, Coach, it's been a few weeks. A lot of things happened since the last time we were here. Got a really, really big win against our rival at Catholic, and we'll talk about that a little bit. But then since then, 2 district wins, and now we're in the middle of that district schedule. Let's go back a little bit, a couple weeks. Tell me what you loved about how we finished at Catholic, and then what you've seen in the last couple weeks.
Yeah, I think the difference at Lexington Catholic, and this is one thing we've talked about, we're just talking about conditioning. I felt like we were the more in-shape football team. I felt like from a mental toughness standpoint, we kind of exerted our will in the fourth quarter, which as a coach in an environment like that with the great crowd that we had for our kids to just show their resiliency, which is really who they've been all year. It's an extremely special group that I love coaching, so it was awesome to see them step up on a big stage like that, especially in the fourth quarter, and make big plays and big moments.
Down late in the fourth quarter, we had an unfortunate penalty that could have flipped the game in their favor. And one of the things you told them after the game, and the thing you've been saying all year, is we're pretty confident now we have a group that's not going to give up. And they, like you said, they had the courage to play the next play and keep picking their teammates up. So, and really, you know, we have to say it's another game, but it's not another game for us. When that rivalry game, we can say that now that it's over. But it really kind of changed the momentum too, on how the fans were feeling, and then some of the outside talk about, we better quit counting them out and move them up the rankings. That's happened over the weeks too when you beat Catholic, which is the same thing I think was happening to them that happened to us a couple of years ago, where they're like, well, they're down, they're not going to be a good team, and we found out through their season they're a good team. So big win, changed the momentum a little bit. We get a little bit of a break, and then going in. So what have you seen so far in our second part of the schedule, like we talked about before, going into district play?
Yeah, our district schedule, I mean, we've started off 2-0 in the district, and I've told our team, and I told them this after Lexington Catholic, like, all of our goals are still in front of us. Told them the same thing after Franklin County, same thing after the Cal loss. All our goals are still in front of us, and the first one on that is to win a district championship. And Friday night, we've got a really good football team coming in here in Danville, and our district's much improved. I mean, that's one thing I think you've seen with the boys, and I told the Shawnee coach after the game, he's done a fantastic job there, and that's something that we've been really able to focus on us above all else, and that's always been the case no matter who we're playing, and seen a lot of growth in a lot of important areas for us in these last 2 games.
Just in a matter of 3 years, the boys really have made a big jump on how competitive they are in the field. So 3 years ago, probably they were outmanned significantly when we played them before, and so they made a big difference. And you said that. You said the coach is going to get them on the right path and make them competitive, and they are. They're competitive. And then we start looking at going forward. We got Danville coming up. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But let's take a minute and introduce a couple players today. Who we going to go have first?
We'll let Jaxon go first.
All right, Jaxon Ramsey.
Got the family in here.
All right. What can you tell us about Jaxon?
Yeah, Jaxon, he is just an absolute joy to coach. For him to transfer in here as a senior, it's like I was just telling our principal, it's like he's been here since preschool, really. Just is able to bring a smile to everybody's face. He's got that ability and knack to do that, but he's also a guy that had a major injury at the beginning of the year, I mean, back in early winter, and to see his resiliency and growth just as a young man, to be playing the way he is right now, and also be leading the way he is a testament to the person he is. So it's been really cool to see. Very proud of him, and his best football's ahead of him. He just had 2 offers over the last week, which is pretty cool. So I'm excited to see him continue to grow as a player and a person.
Yeah, one of the wins we talk about all the time is this part of the season, people will start having some offers roll in, and that's like a coach's paycheck in some ways. You see your guys get an opportunity to play at the next level. Speaking of that, we got another kiddo coming on. Who do we have after that?
Yeah, we got offensive lineman, defensive lineman Brody Adams, who also in his own right has a couple recent college offers. He's been voted a captain by his teammates several weeks. He's a joy to coach in his own right. Obviously, coached his brother last year, and to see Brody really step up in a leadership role this year has been really, really special to see. He's playing great football right now, and his best football is ahead of him too. So it's been great to see him as a leader on the offensive line with that group, and our team really take on his demeanor and composure.
Sounds good. We'll take a short break, and we're going to come back with Jaxon Ramsey. All right, we're back here with Jaxon Ramsey, senior here at LCA. You told me before we got started you were made for the camera, so we're going to see that. Obviously, the cameras are rolling right now, but you just heard what your coach said about you. You're new here to us, which means you transferred in for your senior season here. Tell me the thinking about that in the off season when you made a decision to come here, what you were thinking and what you wanted to accomplish in, making a transfer here.
So I was very nervous at first, and I was close friends with Holden and Carter because I went to middle school with them and played some ball there. But I came because I trusted them, so I came. And first day, coach brought me in like I was his own son and showed me that he truly cared for me, and it was just different because I'm not used to that. So it was just a different environment I was around, and it was amazing.
Gotcha. And then so when you started in the offseason where you're thinking about, okay, you made a decision, you're transferring in, you don't really know what to expect. What were you thinking? What goals did you have coming into this season personally?
So one of them was to run, actually. When I first came in, I was limping a bunch when I was running because I just came off the injury. So obviously that, but then I wanted to get better as not only a player but a teammate. I just wanted to be a better overall person. Yeah.
And then early on, you get another injury that you have to deal with, and you're thinking, oh, no, I have to go through something else again. But you were able to get in the cast and still play, didn't miss any time forward. What kind of adjustments did you make through the season? You said you're trying to get to run and recover from the injuries, but show me from your football playing growth, what have you seen early in the season until now we're at the district games?
So Coach Hyde always pulled me aside during offense. So we would work on my technique, my explosion on my hips, and shooting my hands. And over the weeks, I've saw a lot of progress throughout that. And I want to thank him so much for taking the time out of his day because he didn't have to come during offense, but he did just to make me a better player.
Good. Now, we have a couple district games left to go, and what are you guys doing as a team and as the seniors and the leadership coming in? What are you doing as a team to get ready to finish the district play and start thinking about playoffs? What's the focus of the team right now?
As a team, we're focused on getting better together and still coming together as a family. We obviously have our individual goals of getting better as a player, but right now we're trying to focus on us and just coming together, being our best selves, and always encouraging each other.
Good. Let's step away from football a little bit and talk about your experience that you've had at LCA so far as a school. So we know you talked a little bit about coming in for football. What has it been like, the transition to LCA as a school?
Again, I was very nervous at first because I had a polo on. I walked in, didn't really know anybody but the football guys, but to see how friendly everybody was the first day and just how much of a joy it is just to have a conversation with somebody new and to see that they're actually interested in what I'm saying and just everything. It was amazing.
So far, so good, right?
So
yeah,
far,
we're
so
happy
good,
to have
yeah.
you as an Eagle. So
Thank you.
anything you want to leave the fan base with before we go out these next few games?
Come to as many games as you can because it's going to be good. It's going to be a good show. And
yeah, big games this weekend. We're playing Danville. They're rated number 2 in the RPI, so really want to make a good showing for them.
Yeah, and stay stay till we get to Kroger Field.
That's right. That's
Yes,
right.
sir.
Okay. Well, thanks for coming on. Good job. We'll
Thank
take
you.
a short break. We'll come right back with Brody Adams. We are back here live, the Coach Oakley Watkins Show with Brody Adams. Brody, thanks for joining us. What we talked a little bit about, you heard what your coach said about you earlier. Talk to me about your growth as a football player in the offseason as you come into this season, what your goals were individually.
Well, my goal with, the rest of our team is win a state championship.
Yep.
And we all knew from the beginning that this offseason we had to put a lot of work in to, make that goal come true, which we're not near there. We're not near to that happening yet, but we've been working on it since off season, and now we're, trying to put the final pieces together before we go on our run.
What about you individually coming into the season? What goals did you have for yourself coming into the season?
My goals were playing offense this year. I need to get a lot better at that, and I just need to completely improve my game.
What did you work on most in the off season?
Lifting weights, strength.
You added a lot of weight, a lot of muscle through the really kind of changed your body. And how's that helped you through this season?
It's helped me get on the field.
Yeah.
I gained like 60 pounds in the off season, and I see a whole different game.
Yeah,
when I'm playing
it's a little bit easier. You're a little stronger. It's a little easier to kind of be on the line and be in the trenches when you're stronger.
Yeah.
Like you said, everybody's goal is to win the state championship as a team. And as we went through the early part of the season, play a really tough schedule, see a lot of tough competition, and it kind of lets you look at yourself as a team and say, where are we and where do we need to be? And like you said, you're not where you need to be yet. What do you think is the key to finish off this last conference part of the schedule and then going into playoffs? If you could say one or two things that you really want to get better at as a team, what would it be?
First of all, I'll just say we got to play together.
Yeah.
If everybody's not on board, then it's not going to work out. And then we got to be more focused on ourselves and the other teams, which I know we got a really good team coming in this week, and we got to focus on ourselves. We can't let us beat ourselves, and we got to play our best football that we can.
Sure. Coach said, some people know that your brother played here before, so you played with your brother, which is special to be able to play with your brother. And then coming through, you got to pass him up in the weight room when you added all that weight, right?
Yeah.
So now you can tell you're stronger than he is.
Yeah.
When we start getting through the grind of the schedule, and what do you sit back and let's say we win a state championship or don't win a state championship? That obviously is the goal on what to do. We want to win every game going forward. What would be one of your best memories about LCA football in general? It doesn't have to be this year.
Everybody loves our lock-ins, so we get to spend a whole night with each other. That's always fun. And it's little things like having fun in the locker room and having
your senior class is pretty tight, right? You have a group of guys who are really enjoy being around each other. You guys give each other a hard time, which we'd expect to. Yeah. But a tight crew, right, in the senior class, so that's kind of special. Let's push pause on the football stuff and talk about LCA as a school. When did you start coming to LCA?
I came my 8th grade year.
8th grade year. So you've been here all through high school in your 8th grade year. And then if you had to say what's your favorite part about the school, either teacher, class, experience, what would you say is your favorite thing away from football at LCA?
I would just say the way the staff and everybody treats us. The difference, I came from public school, and the difference, it's smaller classes, but the teachers just care more, and it's really nice to see that, and it helps me feel wanted here.
Yeah, great. What do you want to say to people leaving with about the rest of the season? If any fans are listening, I want to say congratulations. You got some new offers coming up. Obviously, you have a goal of playing football at the next level. And now it looks like that's going to be a reality, so that has to feel good. You get to see some fruits of your labor. Yeah. And then as that comes through, what do you want to say to everybody who's listening about what to expect the rest of the season in the playoffs?
You're gonna expect us, giving it our all. Because especially from senior class, it's our last shot, and we're not gonna let it go to waste.
All right, let's go get a title then.
Looking for a place where good food, great music, and family fun come together? Come on down to Kentucky Bluebird Grill and Pub in the heart of the Summit area, Ashland, Kentucky. At Kentucky Bluebird, we're serving up classic Southern comfort food with a smile. From our mouth-watering burgers to our famous chicken and dumplings, there's something on the menu for everyone in the family. But that's not all. We're Ashland's premier live music venue, showcasing the best local artists and rising music stars. Our outdoor stage is the place to be, with toe-tapping performances under the Kentucky stars. Whether you're here for a family dinner, a night of live music, or just to soak up the Bluebird vibe, we've got you covered. Open daily with plenty of parking and a warm welcome waiting. Kentucky Bluebird Grill and Pub, where good eats meet great beats in Ashland's Summit area. Visit us today or give us a call at 606-585-0800. Also, follow us on Facebook, Kentucky Bluebird Grill and Pub.
All right, we're back here with Coach Oakley Watkins at the Coach Oakley Watkins Show. Again, we'll go back and look a little bit back last few games. You never know who's listening to your show, but the last 2 weeks, the only feedback I got is, "Where you guys at? We didn't have a show this week." So TK's dad was like, "Something wrong with your podcast? Like nothing's coming out." So obviously people are listening. I'm glad they're enjoying it. It's really it's a joy to get to highlight your players, have them sometimes even be a little bit nervous and get on the camera, and then the way they handle themselves and the way they're articulate and the way they interact. Well, let's talk about that. Talk a little bit about what happened with the teachers last week.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, actually. I just got the pictures. We did a little photo shoot with them, and I just got those pictures, which was so cool to see our teachers highlight in that way. But in our program, we talk about 3 core values, core principles, which is really just the LCA acronym, which is love, courage, and accountability. And that first piece of love is something we talk about regularly. And try and get back to the community. Our team's been out to support a lot of different teams in our school this past year, which has been really cool to see. But one thing we wanted to do was show our teachers a lot of gratitude just for what they do. And we took them Chick-fil-A in the morning on Friday morning. We brought them back and had a pregame meal. So they got to participate in the pregame meal with our players and kind of break bread together in that way. And then they did our team devotion with us. And then after that, we did a photo shoot in here in the weight room, which was cool to see our teachers highlight in that way. But we've got a really special community here from staff, faculty, teachers, just in general, and just wanted to show them how much our boys appreciate what they do. And each of our boys also wrote a handwritten letter to their teacher of their choice, and some of them did multiple. And just, again, I think it's important for our kids to take time to think about what these people do for them, because that's something that their experience here, it starts with the teachers, and it's been really cool to see that.
Yeah, and one of the things, everybody who sits in that chair that we get to talk to has something nice to say about one of their teachers, is somebody who's mentoring them through the school. And it's we say it every time, and I guess in some ways I get numb to it, but this is a special place. There's people who are bought in here to success. It's not just on the football field. It's in the classroom and everything else. So it's really cool to see them out on the field, to see them in here, like you said before, and kind of having your guys bow their hat and tip their hat to the teachers is a really cool thing. And then you guys don't tire, serving other people. You show up at the Miracle League early on Saturday, and it's hard for someone to play football late on Friday night and get up and serve on Saturday, but your kids are doing that as well, right?
Well, they were, and that's what, this past week we did a service Thursday as well. We went to South Elkhorn Christian Church. They host a big fall festival, and they needed help getting set up for that. And we had another group of guys helping William Warfield pull the tarp off a softball field. And then Saturday morning we were at Miracle League, and it's just cool to see our kids. And we also have guys that are reffing youth league football games here, so those kids get that experience. So our kids, we talk about leadership in 3 phases, and the one is lead by example. 2 is how do you get others to follow you. That 3rd piece is that ultimate goal as a leader, and it's being a servant leader. And it's a work in progress for us all. And our kids, though, are
They
it's a special group.
definitely have a step up on it, so they're going to be able to do that a little bit faster than most kids their age. That's for sure. Let's get a little bit back to football. Let's talk about Danville a little bit. What do you know about them so far? What have you seen on film and seen through the year, and what do we need to do well against them?
Yeah, and small world. Danville's head football coach, Steve Stonebreaker, was he coached me at center for a year.
All roads lead to center.
Yeah, they do. He was the receivers coach my freshman year, so I obviously did not deal with him super closely playing offensive line, but he's a guy that people love playing for, and he's been all over the place at different schools, and always everywhere he is, he wins, and that's something.
Frankly, they've made a difference, because if you look at their record last year and the year before and what they've done this year, it was a dramatic turnaround in what they're doing. Looks like that they're very skilled. They have a very good running back. So for success for us, obviously some discipline that we're going to have to go forward. And then it's really good to have competitive district games as we go forward. And we talked about that a little bit earlier, but as we get ready for this game, if we take care of our business, what have you seen? We talked about it very on. You want to see a progression of your offense. And early on, you said better in the screen game. And then early on, you said we need to be a little more disciplined. What about now? What's your next step to take our offense to the next level?
Yeah, I think one thing that we've really been focusing on is trying to stretch the field a little bit more vertically now, because I do think we've been better in the screen game, trying to really put an emphasis on running the football, because that's something that I feel like you got to be able to do late in the year. But being able to stretch the field vertically, I think it's been something for us as we're continuing to grow that has really helped. I mean, you saw what it did at Catholic on our last drive.
I'm pretty sure Jeremiah sat there and decided he was going to be a receiver after he put the headset on, because he was able to stretch the field weeks in a row now.
Yeah,
he's been at down.
He had a big catch at Franklin County. He had a big catch, obviously, against Lexington Catholic, and had his first career touchdown at Du Bois on a big post route, which is a 45-yard touchdown. And then this past week had it on a go route against Shawnee. So I think stretching the field and just being able to, like Dawson Farmer, I mean, I was telling him out there today, the players were laughing at me because I was just so happy to see him flourishing in the role that he's flourishing in, because he's a guy that came here, hadn't played football for a while, and has turned into one heck of a receiver, and he's just now scratching the surface.
Yeah,
so
really fast. Turned from, like you said, not playing much football for a while to really fast making a turn. And some of that is looking around and looking at people like TK and the leaders, and they have the ability to go make a play, and they have the confidence to do that. As we start looking, we obviously don't look past anyone. Then we have an additional district game after that. If we start looking at playoff stuff, we were just talking before the show started about RPI, and really there's not much we can do about it except take care of our business and do what we can do, and then the RPI is going to say what it says. Each week we come up with like, oh, that's really good, or that's really bad. We're going to Belfry, we're going to Mayfield, we're staying here. So really what we have to do, and I think you'd say the same thing, is just take care of our business, and whatever happens, happens. If you want to win them all and end at Kroger Field, we have to beat them all anyway. And then every kid who's sat here too, they're unified in the discussion around, they're not ashamed to say they want to win a state championship. And so we got to win them all anyway, but it would be really nice to get those RPIs in favor, because everybody wants to play at home during the playoff as deep as you can. So what can you tell us about that? How do you keep your kids focused through district play, kind of hit the reset button? It's obvious that the first round of playoffs, historically, there's no upsets in the first round of the playoffs. But then you don't know after that when things get going. So what do you think is there a reset button, or is it just momentum and keep going?
No, it's definitely momentum. Keep going. I mean, we gave them for this district play window in the last game with PRP 3 things that we're really focusing on as a football team, and that's something that we have really owned in on from a detail orientation standpoint. It's not anything that's people probably, well, what is it? It's really not anything that's groundbreaking. We're focusing on right now recovery as a football team while still pushing ourselves to the limit. I mean, today, Monday, we conditioned as hard as we have probably all year. I mean, we had guys afterwards like, Coach, what are we doing? But we're recovering, but we're also conditioning in that same breath, if that makes sense. Second piece is we're working on just core fundamentals. Each position coach identified 2 things that he wants his position group really, really focusing on, because I feel like when kids can tell you what they're being coached to do, like that's where you've reached as a coach, like a place where, okay, I'm getting through.
And
the kids understand it and they can play faster. And then the last piece was core value growth, just focusing on some things. Obviously, you mentioned the penalty early against Lexington Catholic. We've had some penalties that we had a couple of the boys as well, that we've had some selfish penalties, and our program mantra is together we win. And that's one of those things lessons have been learned. And I say, look, it's easier to learn when you're winning, but if you don't address those things when you're winning,
sure.
I don't want to look late in the year at some point and one of those things not have been addressed. And it's like, oh, well, nobody addressed this. Like, nobody was held accountable. And that's why that third pillar in our program, accountability, we talked about it regularly.
Are you an attorney or something? You got lots of lists.
Sorry.
I love it.
I try and keep them in the power of 3, so
because they're easy to remember. The kids can remember in threes.
They're easy to remember. Yes.
We got 33 power 3.
We had a play call today in TK actually, which I will say this right now. TK is second in Class 2A in receptions, which is awesome. But he got on me today. He's like, that might be the longest play call I've ever heard. I always try and keep up. I'm like, and I told him, though, I said, that's why that play specifically is 2 minutes, because we always talk about the 2-minute drill, positive improvement's got to be the first thing that you do. But we have a blast all together.
I love it. And let's close out by talking to some of the young guys. Got some action last week. What did you see that you liked from the young guys in the second half of Du Bois?
Yeah, they competed. And they played it. Du Bois and Shawnee too. It's a group right now. We're just trying to get to that piece of where they're competing like heck, everything they do. And that's one thing we're trying to do in these practices right now. There's always a competition period in each practice, and it may not be an offensive heavy thing or a defensive heavy thing. It may just be a race. Yeah. But we want these guys competing in everything they do. And Friday night, I think they were a little shell-shocked at first. I mean, their feet getting wet on the big stage the first time. And I told them, I said, it's going to be something for you guys when you first get out there on a Friday night in front of the fans. Like, it's a little different. Yeah. But I think that's why you get the reps. And that's why it shows reps are so important. And they've played well on the JV schedule for the most part. But we're just trying to work on competing in everything they do.
All right, well, we're hopefully going to wrap up Friday again with another big win. Then we'll sit and see what the RPI does. It really, like I said, it doesn't make a huge difference yet. We have to win all of our games for that to matter. What do you want to say about next couple weeks going forward and leave the fans with for the next couple weeks? Number one, I guess we have to do the show. We got people calling us out for not doing the show, so I'll do better at that. And so we'll be a little more consistent. What do you want to say to expect the next couple weeks going forward?
Yeah, Friday night's it's as big of a district game as we've had here, and probably since the days when Danville, Somerset, and LCA were playing, and whoever was going to come out of that was probably going to be playing a state championship game. Yeah. So it's a huge game for us on Friday. It's homecoming. These kids have really just worked tirelessly to put on a good product and play for each other. So would love to see a great crowd on Friday night. And then we'll say this too, PRP is our last home game of the year. That is senior night. It's a special night, obviously, for these kids, for these young men. But we have moved that game from Halloween to the Thursday, which is, got to ask why. And the real reason is that it's really multiple reasons. Is one, it gives you an extra day of rest. Two, I think it gives that senior class a better crowd. Sure. Because you've got younger kids that are going to be out trick-or-treating.
Yeah. You got two young kids that may want to get some candy.
Yeah, no kidding. I know.
But you already told me your oldest makes the rules. Yes. So if she's going trick-or-treating, it's with or without you.
That would not matter for her. She's getting it done. They're both dressing up as Tinkerbell and a pink fairy. But, yeah, just get out and support these kids because – they've deserved it. Yeah. I mean, that's what.
And they've done a great job. The fans have been great, and that great turnout. We traveled just as well as anybody travels, and home games have been great. So we thank everybody for that, and we'll come right back next week, hopefully after a big win, and see what we got to do next week. All right, bud.
All right, thank you.
You've been watching the LCA Football Coach Oakley Watkins Show here on the OrthoLinks Sports Network. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the OrthoLinks Sports Network YouTube channel so you never miss a show. Thank you to our sponsors, and until next week, go Eagles.